The coming four blood moons. Dear friends, the coming four blood moons points directly to a world-shaking event that will occur between April 2014 and October 2015. And let me be very clear from the beginning, I am not saying that the rapture will be taking place on any of these dates. Nothing else needs to happen in Bible prophecy for the rapture to take place. We could be gone before you finish reading this message. I'm only saying that we are running out of time. The heavens are screaming God's message to us that the church is soon to leave this world. But are we getting it? Let me explain what the coming four blood moon and how it is significant to each and every one of you. Share this message with your friends. It is simply too important to miss. God established the dates of the 7 Jewish feasts in the Bible to include Passover and Sukkot. NASA is telling us that there will be 4 blood moons with an eclipsed sun that will happen in sequential order. The moons will appear sometime between April 2014 and September 2015. During the Passover dates of April 15, 2014 and September 2015. Sorry about that. April 4th, 2015. And the Sukkot dates of October the 8th, 2014 and September 28th, 2015. NASA is estimating that the eclipsed sun will surface on March 20th, 2015. This date in history is when the Israelites were liberated from Egypt's bondage. No, you will not see these events from your back porch, but they will be seen collectively around the world. Why is this significant? A moon in Judaism is a signal to Israel, while the sun is a signal to the world. The prophet Joel is saying that these signs in the heavens are a message to both the world and Israel. Joel chapter 2 verses 30 and 31. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun will be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the coming of the great and awesome day of the Lord. In Acts, Peter, an avid follower of Jesus Christ, says exactly the same thing. Acts chapter 2 verses 19 through 20. And I will show wonders in the heavens above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the coming of the great and awesome day of the Lord. Peter repeats Joel's statement. God is literally screaming to the world, I am coming soon. When you begin to study something, you must always study and begin under the premise of truth with absolute certainty. So let me start by saying that God is the creator of heaven and earth. In Genesis 1, God is mentioned by name 32 times in 31 verses. It is the most God-centered chapter in the Bible. If you believe that God created the earth, and then you can trust that He is offering us salvation for all eternity, you know that John 3:16 is true. The Bible isn't something you can take some of and leave some scraps behind. It does not offer cafeteria Christianity. I'll take the fried chicken, but not the Brussels sprouts. You take all of it or none of it. You cross the line in Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. With this act, He completely crushed the prince of darkness. God does not debate His existence. He declares His existence as it follows. We need to stop debating whether or not God exists. There is none likened to Him in the heavens above or in the worlds below. There is only one God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Behold, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. In Genesis 1, there are 13 steps in creation. When Moses writes of them, he lists them in exact order. Mathematician Peter Stoner has calculated that the chances of Moses writing Genesis 1 in exact order by accident is 1 chance in 31 sextillion. That is the number 31 followed by 21 zeros. He gives us this example of a raffle. If you're running a raffle, you would need to run 8 million printer presses with the capacity to print 2,000 tickets a minute, running day and night for 5 million years. Once the tickets were printed, you would have to choose the one ticket that was the winner on the very first try. If you choose the exact ticket, this would give you the same chance Moses had of writing Genesis 1 on accident. Moses was inspired by God to write Genesis 1 and the first 5 books of the Bible. God is the creator of heaven and earth, no matter who is upset by it. He is our creator. And we have clearly established that. What is the next absolute? As creator, he has absolutely control over his creations. He has control over the sun, the moon, and the stars. He divides the day from the night and uses them for signs and seasons. The Hebrew word for signs means signal. So God is saying that he uses the heavens to send us signals. The heavens are God's billboard. When something big is about to happen, he gives us a sign in the heavens. Something significant is about to happen. Pay attention. NASA says it's coming. Joel and Peter both warned us. These warnings aren't enough for you? How about another verse? Mark 13:24-26 says, "But in those days after that tribulation, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars of the heaven will fall, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with power and great glory." This describes a time in the future where the sun and moon will eclipse at the same time. This is another verse telling us that the exact same thing. It is a signal from God that something big is about to happen. It is, if God is the creator of, and he has total control, is it fair to say that we would like to see a demonstration of that control, and then we can move on to the next thought? In Joshua 10, Israel was attacked by 5 kings who were trying to destroy the Jewish people as they were leaving the bondage of Egypt and making their way to the promised land. Joshua and Israel were winning the fight, but they needed more daylight to defeat their enemies. Joshua spoke directly to the sun. I love this. Think of the immense amount of faith this took. He told his son to stand still, and his son obeyed. If you've never heard of this story, feel free to look it up in Joshua chapter 10. The sun stood still until the people of Israel had revenge on their enemies for an entire day. God has control over the sun and the moon. They both stopped until Israel won the battle. Here's another example. Hezekiah was visited by Isaiah on his deathbed. Isaiah told Hezekiah that he was going to die, but Hezekiah wasn't ready to go. So he turned his face to the wall and prayed, reminding God of how significant he had served him. And God honored Hezekiah request. Isaiah told Hezekiah that his life would be lengthened 15 more years. Hezekiah asked Isaiah what sign God would send to let him know that which he had spoken was true. He asked if the sun should go forward 10 degrees or backward 10 degrees. Hezekiah said it would be easy for the sun to go down. The sun sets every day, so he requested that the shadow of the sun go back 10 degrees. He didn't want the sun to simply stop, but to back up. This is total control. So Isaiah cried out to the Lord, and the sun reversed it.